This is INCRadio, DCEM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ or Iglesia ni Cristo.
Don't be afraid to take the baby steps. It's another day, don't forget, 'cause just a prayer away. Don't give up now, trust the process and keep learning. And if you need a friend, we're in this together, together, together. We're in this together, together, together. We're in this together, 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 together as a family in faith and melody.
Aloha kakahiyaka! Good morning! Magandang umaga pa sa inyong lahat. Today is Thursday, December 18, and welcome to Faith and Melody. This is the program where, we talk about our faith as members of the Church of Christ and everything else that matter to us. And we get to hear and play original Iglesia ni Cristo music. So if you have any special song in mind, please do let us know. Post it in the chat and we'll gladly look for that and play that for you. We have a very interesting, very timely, and I'm sure thought-provoking topic for today with our very special guest. So please do tune in. Meantime, let's listen to our first song for today, and the title is Reign Over Us.
Countless victories, bless the church with.
We shouldn't be complacent.
Doing the Lord's work,
For we must continue in obedience to the Lord.
we must be vigilant. We'll soon receive the great reward. Oh, the promise of salvation is almost in our hands. We should be more faithful in fulfilling His commands. Oh, our loving words will always be our guide.
Never be complacent, la 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 la, and receive eternal life.
Each and every
what a beautiful song to start our program today, right? Rain Over Us. Speaking of that, sorry, but it's just like a homonym, right? Because here in on our end, in the whole state of Hawaii, it's been raining in the last couple of days. And if we can just give a little PSA or advisory, we still have a flood watch, right? So because it is raining and there are moments where the rain could be so hard that there are areas here that might have flash flooding. So please, to everyone here on the island, especially Oahu and Kauai, please make sure that you're tuning in to the radio or to your apps, weather apps, and check um, the latest updates. So, if you're going to an area that's kind of flood prone, that you're prepared. And of course, when you already see that there's puddles or there's accumulation of water in areas, actually not just in Hawaii but everywhere else, if you see something like that, even if you feel that your vehicle can handle it, we suggest that you don't, test the waters, so to speak, because you really cannot anticipate what's going to happen next. So just be careful. But despite that, today is a beautiful day because we are going to have a very interesting topic. And to start that discussion, we'll have our kickoff chat. Yes, to join us in our kickoff chat, of course, our Ohana on the live chat. Let's say good morning to Ka Elenita Kanowski. Thank you very much po. She's the very first one here uh, and already chatting away from Sacramento, District of Northeast California. And of course, si Kuya Mario Oka from Tunog ano din 'to, Tunog, California din, Brixtonville. But actually CA din pala 'no, but Caloocan. So CA is the acronym, or it's not an acronym but it's the code for California. So ayan, Caloocan, Caloocan North. Thank you Kuya Mario Oka na nagpupuyat kasama natin. I see also si Kuya Rod Kahayag from Livermore, Northeast California. Thank you for joining. And of course, Ate Seni nandyan na, no, from Midtown Toronto District of Greater Toronto. So now, Kuya Irene, right? I want to know, for our kick-off chat, the question is, what would you do in an embarrassing situation? Doesn't matter which one. An embarrassing situation is an embarrassing situation. Marami po ako niyan. Marami ako karanasan dyan. But you know what? Here's the thing. When siguro, maybe even now, no? Hello muna tayo kay Ka Vicky. Hello po, Ka Vicky. Let us know po, if you are in an embarrassing situation, what would you do, right? As I'm saying, like right now, I think I've matured, a little older, right? And I feel like even if I am in an embarrassing situation, I think the people who would witness that embarrassing situation will be more embarrassed for me. so, so I really couldn't care less. But I hope it's not something that's too too obvious that it will end up on social media, and before you know it, you're going viral for something that has happened to you. You know how it is right now, right? Everyone's got their phones ready for some reason and will just catch you at the most unfortunate situation, and it's easier to share that embarrassment with the whole world. But for me, if it happens, I will just pick myself up and just deal with the situation as, as less like dramatic, so to speak, because you know how it is sometimes, right? When we get embarrassed, and then people start noticing it, in if the people start laughing, and it's not just embarrassing but humiliating for us, our tendency is kind of, it's either we downplay the situation or we escalate it, right? To redirect the feelings, or somehow get the focus on something else. I'll give you an example. So for instance, you're just walking and you suddenly slipped or you tripped, right? Now, it is embarrassing, especially if you're all confident and that happens. And some people right now, no, they will come to your rescue and help you up. But then others, let's face it, that's the initial reaction. They would probably laugh at you, right? That turns that into something humiliating. So it's overcoming that initial reaction is usually the hardest part. Other than uh like attending to yourself, or taking care of yourself first, right? So what we try to do is try to downplay the situation. All right, I can't contain my excitement anymore because I have to introduce him right away. And I wanted to know too, for our kickoff chat, what he would do in an embarrassing situation. So, brothers and sisters, our Ohana, I'm so excited. You're probably going to hear me mumble, bumble, and everything. Welcome to the program, Brother Philip Velasquez. Good evening po dyan. Good morning po on this side of the world.
Hello po, Kades. How are you, Sister Des? Hello to everyone, to our viewers. I didn't know you was going to call me so soon, Kades. I should have withheld from joining in so soon.
It's okay po, because we have to learn also from you po, because our question for kickoff chat is, what would you do in an embarrassing situation? Because I'm telling them po that before, I would do everything in my power to downplay the situation or to redirect the focus, so the attention is not on me, because usually you get embarrassed, you get humiliated, right? But now, as I get older, I really couldn't care less, because what I've noticed is, if I am in an embarrassing situation and they see my hair, they think like I'm much older, and the people will be more embarrassed for me. So like, it's like right now, I just chill, but before po, no, it's like, it's like, it's either you laugh it off, right? Or just say, oh, I'm okay. But for you po, just one question, and I will let you rest for after that po. But what have you done in a situation like that po?
Well, I've kind of learned over the years that if you've done something embarrassing, like you've tripped, and you focus your attention on it, you seem to others, you look embarrassed about it, it will be embarrassing. But if you do a mistake, if you do something, but it was nothing to you, you trip, you just look at your foot, you carry on walking, the people looking at you won't see it as an embarrassing thing. It's really true. It's really true. It's only embarrassing if you are embarrassed about it. No?
Exactly po.
Like
That's what I've
if you
learned.
trip and then you start looking around who saw me, it really looks fun. Oh my gosh, that guy was really embarrassed. Oh my goodness. But if you see a guy trips and then he just looks, brushes, dusts himself off, carries on walking, I get this. It's something that I also apply in my preaching. If I make mistakes and I focus on the mistake, all the more the ones who are listening will focus also on that. Especially when I preach in Tagalog, But if I'm focusing on the message and not necessarily on my mistakes, then it seems like the audience, they don't see the mistakes. They're more focused on what I'm focusing on, which is the message, the desire to relay that message. So that's really one of the profound things I've kind of learned um, um, kind of growing up. And we see it in other people when they do something embarrassing, but they carry on confidently.
Opo.
It's nothing to us. But when you
Mhm.
see that person is really affected by the embarrassing thing he did, and it's putting a highlight, a spotlight on it. Yeah. So
Opo.
just
So the
carry on
act,
and
yes,
confident. Carry on, Paul. Just carry on like nothing happened. Like nothing happened. You know.
Opo. So it's okay to be humility. You feel humiliated, you
Yes.
feel
Yeah.
embarrassed, but
Yeah.
carry it
Yeah.
with confidence, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
But even then, you don't allow yourself to even think humiliated. No, because if you do that, then it's going to be picked up by the observers. Don't even be humiliated. It just happened. Carry on. It's almost like magic. You know, you don't feel humiliated. Everyone else who sees you, they won't see it as a humiliating thing.
yes, po. Yes, so take control of the situation and
Yeah.
turn things around. And because you're the one who's like the center of the attention, you have the power to use that situation either if you want to keep it prolonging it, right?
Yes.
By
Yes. Well, yeah. True. The
because
more you dwell
if
on it, the more you want to keep
opo,
your attention on it. You put energy on it. The spotlight stays there. But once you move on, you direct your attention to something else. The spotlight goes to something else.
exactly. So just own it.
Yeah.
Carry yourself with confidence because po, diba, like right now because of social media and everybody's just glued to their phones, it's like automatic. The first instinct should have been to help right, but now it's not. It's more even the ones who are close to the person, the first instinct is to take out their phones, video it and upload it on the internet. So it's like it's a sad situation but true. But again, you have control. Thank you for that, Ka Philip. Here's what our Ohana said po. Ate Zenny said, stay calm. Yan, stay calm with deep breaths. Own it by acknowledging. So it's like, oops, I tripped. Yes, with a smile on your face and use humor to laugh it off and diffuse tension. So practice self-compassion. Remember, everyone messes up. Thank you for that reminder, Ate Zeni. And she even further said, practice self-compassion. Remember that everyone messes up and then shift focus by distracting yourself or learning a lesson to move forward rather than replaying it endlessly. Yes, very true. Kuya Rod said, I would try not to dig myself in a deeper hole. Yes, I know, right? Maybe blaming other people or whatever. And yes, there, thank you, Ka Philip, for that. That even if we're just on the kick-off chat, we're really kicking off the discussion here. And Ka Vicky Domopoy is probably somewhere there in her location. She said, when embarrassment happens to me, I just ignore and big smile on my face like nothing happened. That's just the kick-off chat. So there's more to our discussion. So before we delve into our talk story, let's just play one song if that's okay, Kuya Irene. Let's play On Track. Kuya Irene, on track lang po muna.
I'm on the train which runs upon a simple railroad track. The pathway is God's words which will never turn back. But somewhere in my journey I notice there's a change. A crossroad up ahead pointing into separate ways. The left is a wide open way for pleasures in this life, but in the distance I can see that the light that leads to strife. The other road is a narrow one through wilted flower fields. Yet up ahead I can see the brightness that it is. Through the wilted flower fields there's sorrow and there's pain. Sometimes a train slows down when it starts to rain. I'll just close my eyes and pray that I may travel on. Soon the light will shine on me to keep me strong. At the end of my journey is a majestic sight. It's the New Jerusalem glowing with a heavenly light. I know that I have reached God's home where I belong. If you follow in God's will, you're sure you won't go wrong. Like the train that runs upon the railroad tracks. Follow God's commands and walk the righteous path. And if there is a choice to go from good to bad, don't stray from any of God's commands. Like the train that runs upon the railroad tracks. Follow God's commands and walk the righteous path. And if there is a choice to go from good to bad, don't stray from any of God's commands.
The song you just heard is On Track, and I actually did not realize the connection po, because personally that is one of my favorite songs from way back. So if I'm not mistaken, I first heard that around the year 2002, 2003. But who else can give us more juicy information about that song but Ka Philip himself? Ka Philip po, you're part of the group that wrote and sang that song po. Can you tell us a little about that?
Yes, but we're that song was created around that time, 2002, sung by the Voice of Zion, and it was written also by a minister in the church board. So yeah, it was one of the first songs that we actually sung and recorded. So it's quite how would you call it?
Nostalgic.
Nice. Going back and hearing that again, yeah, nostalgic. Brought back some very fun feelings and great memories. And just to think that was like more than 20 years ago.
I know.
More than 20 years ago, po, no?
But the message is, it's universal and eternal, I would say. And I said po that true, when that song came out, we were literally listening while we were on track. Like we were about to take the train in Italy, and I can I can see, like, I'm taken to that exact moment where we were boarding the treno, so to speak, because around that time we were given a project to do. But that was like the first batch of music that was sent to us to listen to, because we don't have the online sharing platform yet. It was sent by email, and you know how internet is back then. It's so slow, so we can only like download one, and there's like a limit and everything. But anyway, if you want to find out which one is Philip, you're going to have to listen closely to that and find out, that's Ka Philip. So Ka Philip, I am just very excited. And I said I probably going to stumble here and there because I'm just excited to have you here po as we talk about something that's it's out there, we face every day, but sometimes we don't get the chance to really talk about it for fear of being caught, right po. The title actually of our discussion is Truth in Thoughts and Actions. But the flip side of truth is lie, right? And we sometimes say little lies to protect ourselves and to protect the people that we love. But when lying becomes the norm, because we have come to a certain extent accepted that it's a fact, right? Truth becomes uncertain. And then we are faced with circumstances that may not only hurt people, but will disobey God's commands. So, for our first question, to start off our discussion, of course, we encourage our Ohana to share your thoughts and your feedback as well. And if you have any question, Philip is here to answer for all of us, right? So, our question is, as we said, it's part sometimes of our usual conversation. We lie, we say maybe like a fib or a little excuse, a little deviation from the truth. But we know that it's a lie and we know that it's not right. But then we do that. Ka Philip po, but why do people still lie knowing that it's not right?
Well, let's define first, if we can define what the truth is, then we can define what a lie is. Okay. According to the Bible tells us that the truth, um, it is the word of God, the word of God. And the truth is so important because the truth will lead us, first and foremost, to have a relationship with God. And with that relationship with God comes salvation. So you can see the truth is so important when it comes to life and death. No, it's really for the salvation of our souls. It's really for our salvation, and that's why lying against the truth, which which uh, which will lead us to salvation, the lie which will bring us instead to condemnation, it's really bad. No, and that's why um, the truth has to be told when it comes to um, the Word of God, and it can't be a white lie, it can't be half-hearted. The whole truth has to be told. No, the blessings of having that relationship with God, the consequences not having that relationship with God. You see, no, because it is a matter of life and death. When it comes to, for example, now like uh, you know, courts of law, the Bible also condemns speaking against the truth when it leads to people being oppressed, isn't it? When it leads to injustice, right? When it leads to unaccountability. That's why it's very important there that, for example, one who was made an oath, who was sworn to tell the truth, nothing but the truth, will actually tell the truth. They won't hold back any kind of information because justice and accountability is also is also there. So that kind of answers the question, like, why do people lie if it's wrong? Well, there's a number of reasons. No, self-preservation. Self-preservation. Although they know what they did was wrong and they know it's right to tell the truth, but what are the ramifications because of that? No, what will be the penalty? What will be the punishment? What will be the effects on my family, for example? No, there's also social reasons why people would lie. No, for example, they want to be accepted. They want to impress others. No, those are social reasons. There's also those who lie because of personal gain. Personal gain. They want to reward They want the reward that lying can get them, can give them. Or there are those who uh, they lie to maintain power. Maybe they're already entrenched in such a belief, and their status, their power rests on that entrenched belief. And even if there is a new, what do you call it, a new reality, a truth that has made itself uh, clear, what would be the ramifications if they were to admit to that truth? No, and this is something that we've seen throughout history. That's one of the reasons why there are those who hold on to the lie, even if they know it's a lie. No, you also have people who want to control situations. There are people who lie because of pleasure, and there are people who lie because some kind of mental problem. No, maybe they are compulsive liars. Maybe they have very low self-esteem, so they have to create an image about themselves, tell lies to other people so that they could be accepted. So there are a number of reasons why people lie, even though we know clearly that it's wrong.
Mhm. And you know po, it's like right now it's even expected. And as you mentioned, we do say little lies or little excuses for self-preservation. And in some situations it's even encouraged, like parents telling their children about stranger danger, like when somebody comes up to you, you don't know them, and starts asking questions. If you can run away, then do it, right? But if you're faced in that situation, if they ask you for your name, don't say your name or come up with
Yeah.
something. It's a lie, right? Or po, like kids being left alone in the house, and somebody calls or somebody comes, and they is your mom or are your parents here? And they would say yes, they're here. As a matter of fact, they're just there. They're in the kitchen and all that. Those are lies, but then it's required of the situation, and it's not just self-preservation but also for your own safety. And po, you mentioned feelings. We do that to our children as well, right? Because we don't want them to worry about us. So even if they see us that we're probably feeling down, or we're hurting a little, and they would ask, Mom, especially in it very, very sweet, they would say, Mom, are you okay? We don't want them to worry. So we tell them it's okay, or I'm okay. And that's probably one of the most common lie that we tell ourselves and others. I'm okay. So like in that embarrassing situation, po, right? Like when you tripped, you probably have bruises. Your pride was hurt, right? But when they ask you, are you okay? We just say, yes, I'm okay, I'm fine. But you have not just physical wound, but more more emotional, right? The embarrassment and all that, and we do understand that. And of course, alam niyo po, right? It's telling a lie is easy, but the hardest thing is admitting that we told a lie, right? And before you know it, you say one lie, and then you bank on that lie, and it snowballs into a big lie. And that's the one that hurts the situation and hurts the relationship. And it's not just feelings, po. So we can actually say that, we can justify that it's a lie, right? But we don't call it lies. We call it white lie. Di ba ka, Philip? Like if I ask you, this is a Filipino, uh, like a social norm, di po ba, no? They would offer you food, right? Even if you're so hungry, sometimes out of modesty, you say, no, I'm okay po.
Even if like the one who's offering it, diba? But they really don't genuinely mean that they're offering the food that they're actually eating, right?
Yes,
No, like for example, they're eating. You walk into the room, they'll be like, "Oh, kain po, eat." They're actually offering the food that they're already eating from, the bowl that they're eating from. but
Yes.
they don't intend that that actual plate will be taken by the one who just walked into the room.
Um,
Yeah,
just
I've
gorgeous,
experienced that a
right?
few times. I've experienced that a few times.
Yes po. Me as well. But then as I said po, I think I'm just hiding behind my age now that it's like whatever I do, it's okay. They will understand because they know it's Auntie Des anyway. But it's not always in that po, that people will understand because in social interactions there are things that have become somehow like norms to everyone, and that's just to um to prevent the situation from getting, as we said, don't prolong it anymore. But then there will be lingering questions. So we're left in that situation where sometimes we start thinking, why did he say that? Why, how did that happen? Right? So even if our intention sometimes is to just control the situation, stop it right there, it doesn't happen because we forget that there are other people in that particular scenario.
Well,
So,
well, let's go back to your initial example, which was a good one. The one about like we tell our children not to give out our name or
mhm,
to give wrong information if you know someone is trying to uh, do something very sinister with a sinister intention. Di ba, no? Remember,
opo,
lying is bad because one, it could the lying that is terrible is the one that would take us away from God, take us away from salvation, that would bring us to damnation. Lying also is bad when it perverts justice, when it stops people from accountability, you see. But giving false information for to protect yourself, to protect our children, it doesn't fall under those categories, you see. Um, they would have to, of course. If a person is, for the wrong reasons, trying to get the information, they would have to deceive that person, for their own safety. And there's nothing wrong with that. But remember, it has to be because we can't, we have to be careful that we don't start using that as an excuse to 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 tell lies and create deception for sinister reasons. You see, no? So, for example, like you said, like telling our children that we're okay,
mhm,
we're okay. Again, we have to be very careful. We want to show them strength. We want to reassure them that everything is okay. But we have to also consider if we tell them at a young age that everything is okay, but what they see is different, we're giving them a mixed message. And you said something about snowballing. It's true.
mhm,
We think it's a small deviation from the truth. We don't have to explain to them. We just tell them everything is okay. But that snowballs into something greater down the line in the future. It's called the compound angle effect. A small deviation from what's right in the beginning can turn out into something terrible in the future. No, like for example, our children in the future may not trust us anymore when we tell them it's okay. They may um, misunderstand what okay means, being okay means. They may not be in touch with their own feelings because I would see mom and dad crying, mom and dad upset, but they would tell me it's okay. We have to consider all of those things. And that's why it's important that communication is exercised in the family. There's nothing wrong with telling our children, yeah, we're going through a problem right now, but we're okay because we have God. We can deal with it. Let them see we're crying, but we haven't lost hope. The openness should be there. It's very important because if the openness isn't there, I'm okay. I'm okay. There's this kind of emotional disconnect to our children that will compound as they grow, as we grow. You see, it's like I want to give you an example. When my daughter, she watched this thing on CBBC's. It's a channel here, children's BBC channel. And then there was this episode about a child having two moms,
mhm,
no? And then she asked my wife, Jenny, Well, why does that girl have two moms? And then Jenny said, "Oh, they're just friends." And then it was found out by someone who we highly respect, no, very wise, of course, in the church, with the guidance of the church administration. We were told, no, you should have explained to your daughter. We thought, yeah, our daughter needs to know the truth about what's happening in the world. Why? So that she can be prepared, so that she can be what? Protected. If we shield her now, if we coddle her now, and she's not prepared for it, what happens when it jumps on her in the future? She knows nothing about it. You see? No? So we have to strike a balance. We have to be very careful. It's very easy to tell those white lies. It's very easy to withhold information. But we have to consider, where can that end up in the future? What could it compound into? No po?
Opo. I remembered, when we were talking about this, you said lie and lie union. And I
Reunion.
and that was very clever because exactly as you mentioned, we have to explain to the children, because the parents are the first teachers. We are the ones who the children will be first exposed to. So everything about life in general, they will learn it from us. So if we, there are moments, especially teachable moments, and we just downplay the situation and it's just say, ignore it, it's okay, or there's just this and that, and or say an absolute lie, the children will not have an understanding. And then once they get older, because that's already ingrained in their thoughts, they might have that as the truth. They might think, oh, because that's what my mom said, that's what my
Yeah.
dad said.
Or maybe when they're hurt, when it's their turn to be hurt, we ask them, what's happening? You say, oh, I'm okay. Because that's what they're
Yeah.
used to. They haven't had any communication that wasn't nurtured in the relationship. You see?
Yes.
So there the
Yes.
wall starts to get built. That's what we're
Mhm.
talking about, the snowball effect, the compound angle problem. It just keeps on growing and growing.
So for us parents, especially the young parents, right? I know it's hard because for me, once my children started asking questions, immediately my thought is, oh, they're just kids,
Yes. Mm.
that's just how they understand things. But
It's very
then
dangerous. Mhm.
oh, right. So
Yeah.
and then I learned later on, and I adopted it. Once they start asking questions, treat them as
Yes.
adults, like mini adults,
I totally
right?
agree with that, Paul. I totally agree with that,
Opo.
sister.
So at least like explain to
Because
them in a language that they will understand, but do not
yes.
like po, like
Yeah.
ignore it. That's okay. No, it doesn't matter, or don't worry
Yeah.
about it.
Because saying don't worry about it, it's okay. It's the easy way out. It's
Yes.
like giving an iPad to your child when you want them quiet. You see, it requires a lot of effort to explain, to
Opo.
nurture, but it's important. It's needed. It's
Mhm.
really needed. So the children will understand emotion. They will be in touch with their own emotion, and the relationship between each other will grow.
Mhm. And even language po, right? So it's like because we're the family, the parents, the family members are the first ones that the children will have conversations with. So it's when we handle questions like that, that's the basis of their education. So even the way we speak, like they will get cues from our body language, our emotions, and
Yeah,
they will have a sense of,
they'll pick up.
like,
Mm,
oh, like, aha, every time I say this, my mom's face will turn like this, right? And so they will notice that, oh, when I say this, or when this happens, mom will say something, but her face is going to be, revealing something else, right?
yeah.
So children get confused, and
Get
that's how.
confused. Mixed messages. It's mixed messaging that they'll get.
And then the worst is that they're going to say, but that's how my mom did it. That's how my
Mhm.
dad did it. So I,
Mhm.
I, I should do the same thing, right? Just, what happens to me, I have to keep it to myself.
Mhm.
And if something happens, just say it's
It's
okay,
okay.
and it's
Mhm.
done. It's done. But the thing is, that's what the children will learn, and that's what they're going to pass on to their children as well. So yung pong compound, it's a really, we might think it's a complicated situation. Maybe we don't know the term, but that's what's happening. So
Mhm.
whatever categorization we say, it's like, po, kasi, even in studies, or in schools, in courses, they've categorized things, or categorized lies into several different categories, like minor, they say it like fibs, social lies,
Yeah.
benevolent lies, polite lies. Those are all lies. But as I mentioned, lies is okay. It depends on the layunin. So
We still have to
just
be careful about that though, po, because
yes.
people who do lie, um, with sinister motives, they will try to justify within themselves. My intention was good. You see, so that can't be a hard and fast rule. Di ba, no? No?
Oh,
Yeah, layunin goes some way, but it's not solely based upon the intention. We have to check. We have to really check first with ourselves.
mhm.
No po.
And especially when you mentioned at the outset, we how do we know a thing is a lie? If it's against the truth, which is the words of God, right?
Yes.
Although we understand that sometimes when we're faced in a certain situation, and immediately it's the emotions right away that will rule over us more than critical thinking. It's like when you get hurt, or right, it's either, well, physical pain, you scream like ouch, right? Or if you fall, that's immediately your reaction to the physical pain. But then think about it first, what comes out of your mouth, right? So although we have come to accept that in order for to de-escalate, somehow we just say it's okay, I'm fine, don't worry about it. But then you will have to suffer the consequences. So maybe in that very critical moment, if you have the time, don't say anything first, right? And if you're able to think, then maybe just balance it first. But po, like although in emergency situations, especially, do not say I'm okay, because although they know that like in rescue, like you're in an accident or something like that, like how are you doing, right? And the rescuers already know that, oh, they're gonna say I'm okay, so they ask specific questions like, are you hurt? Where is the pain? They're not, because they know already that if they ask you, are you okay, you're just gonna say, I'm okay. Yeah, I'm okay. But po, in order for them to help the person in need, they need to ask specific questions. Now, in real life, for ordinary people and regular circumstances, regular situations, we can apply that too. So ask specific questions. So, or be specific about what we want to say, in order for us not to fall into lying, right? Because one lie, maybe we say it's an innocent lie, it's just minor lie, whatever you want to call it, benevolent lie. That's what some experts are saying. It's a lie that you intend to protect people's feelings. That's my intention. It's still a lie. Now, Ka-Philip, we have some very interesting feedback here too po, especially about the communication. Let me just say hello to everyone who's tuned in today. Ate Care and Ate Jonah, they're on the chat as well. Kawilan Regalado, hello po Kawilan. Kawilan is the district minister of the district of Malaysia. Thank you po. Malaysia, Thailand. I think Thailand. Sorry, guys. No, I did not move you po. That's just a slip of the tongue. But thank you very much po for tuning in. And Kuya Irene, meron tayong song request from Kuya Rod, Brotherhood. Wow, we're really going back to yung mga mga uh, classic, I would say classic INC or Iglesia ni Cristo music. And where is it? Yes, Kuya Rod already had a an acronym for truth. He goes truth together, running ultimately towards heaven. Wow. Kuya Rod, si Ka Philip is a songwriter, right? So, so maybe, you might wanna head that direction as well because you're already like an excellent acronym generator. We also have Ka Andrew Balasan. Hello po. Yes, hello Ka Andrew. Good morning. From my district as well. So, for truth, may entry si Ate Sko, right? She said truth. Her acronym is Track Reality, Understand Tested Honesty. Whew, that was like, that's hard, right? So Karad said, when we catch ourselves saying a lie, let us realize and tell ourselves we need God to be spiritual in all things we do. My twist on lying. So he made an acronym for lying. Let your ideals need God. Whew, wow. That's a positive twist on lying. Thank you for that, Kuya Rod. And one of our head teachers from my local, thank you, Ka June Reyes. Good morning to you as well. So this is the one on communication. Kuya Rod said, that's why communication is the key to success. But listening and
Welcome to the
understanding are the
INC
keys to
Original Music YouTube channel.
love in the family. Sorry about that. All right. And Ate Zeni has an acronym for lies. Lead, inspired, everyday, spirited. There. And Ate Scott said, no, and she goes by the handle Kakake. What is said and what is meant can be different from what was heard and what was understood by the recipient. So there's like, the message got lost somewhere in the transmission, right? Si Kajina. Kajina, ikaw ba yan? Good morning. Yes, Kajina Martinez, also from my local. Thank you very much po. Kerod said, that's the truth. Let our children know what's up. The real deal about this world. They need to grow knowing the truth. Thank you. Tijona said, I noticed that someone who is so used to white lies end up lying altogether. But once we become comfortable with little lies and we see that people are accepting that and they don't care, it's, before you know it, the white lie turns into something bigger, right? If you can lie about a small thing, that's what they said, you can lie about big
Because in
things.
order to uphold a small lie, you need two bigger lies. They're like the feet to hold it up. But then to
And
hold up those
justify.
two bigger lies, you need to create more lies to support those two lies. So it just keeps on compounding. It just keeps on getting big. So that's why they say, the best policy is the truth. Truth is the best policy because you're just digging a
Yes.
deeper hole for yourself.
Yes. And you know that, when we say a lie, we need to remember that in order to, to like sustain the lie, we
Mm.
need to keep adding information to the
To the
lie.
story, you're creating a
Yes,
story, a novel becomes a novel, and you have to memorize the whole novel.
yes po. And then eventually your lie becomes your truth because you've also convinced
Yeah,
yourself that's the truth. So you're lying to yourself,
it's
right?
true.
That's
There's a lyric in one of the songs I like. He says, "You lie so much you believe yourself." That's
oh,
true.
I think
Absolutely.
I know who sang that.
Who
No.
you can't mention it because with the M, no?
Opo, but that's true
Yeah.
po because you keep building on the lie that you made. And to make it believable, you have to be the first ones to be convinced. So what do? You keep telling yourself the same lie so that the next time around, because people will pick up on cues, right? So the next time
Mm,
around, you hear yourself say the same lie, it's like, oh, that sounded very true. Right?
mm,
Because you're already convinced. So even your your body language, your tone, it's you're convincing yourself that you're telling the truth, but that's not the case. Yes. Kuya Rod said, thankful to the church administration for the reminder that we are Christians all the time, even online. That is so true and should be taught to our children, the youth. And this is a longer acronym for Christian that Kuya Rod did po. Choosing holiness, righteousness in striving to inspire all necessarily. Wow, that's Christian. Okay. And Atisco said, as Christians, we are taught to evaluate po if our thoughts or our heart align with both our words and actions. Ate, that's the heart of our discussion, and we'll discuss that more later on, because it's the alignment of the thoughts and the action that will make us true, or that's the truth, right? So Kahilda Mamukod from Eastwood, Edmonton, Alberta, good morning po. Yes, Kawilen, yes, Thailand po. District Minister of Thailand. Sawadee ka. Sorry po. You know,
Hello po, Kawilan.
I'm so, because I barely slept po. I'm so excited for this episode. Yes, Kajina from my local Wahiwa district of Hawaii Pacific, from Ate Meth Cruz from Edmonton, Canada. Like, hello, yes, okay po. And Kajun Reyes, one of our head deacons, he said, Ka Philip's advice in communicating with our children is very uplifting. Truth, especially when we include God, becomes very powerful. Wow. And thank you for that po. And if you have questions too that you'd like to ask Ka Philip, we encourage everyone to post that on our chat, because this is the perfect opportunity for us to clear out, no, from lingering thoughts in our minds. And we have a minister of the gospel to put us, help us uh, walk on the right path. So especially about this topic today. Okay, so we'll just pause for one song and we'll have a station break. When we come back, we'll continue with our discussion. Kuya Irene, if you're ready, that will be our heartbeats, the request of Kuya Rod. Brotherhood. Brotherhood is also from Voice of Zion po, right?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is po, Kades.
Did you write it po?
No, I didn't write this one. I forgot who wrote this one.
But you sang in that one as well?
Yes po. Yeah, we were all a part of the album.
Wow. So be excited. Okay, Kuya
Just
Irene.
just a background voice. Background voice lang ako
But
in
you're
this
still
specific
there.
song.
Woohoo. See, I'm fangirling here. Opo, kasi back then we didn't have the music video, so we don't know exactly. We just know
Yeah.
what you call that, the cover, that like the album
Yes
cover.
po, yeah.
I remember that on track, you were actually on the train tracks,
Yes
right?
po, we were, yeah. And yeah, and during that time there wasn't really much kind of modern music in the church.
Yes.
This was really an initiative of Brother Eduardo Manalo, who made, popular music very popular in the church.
Yes. And thank you for that po, because from then, because we were used to listening to this type of music from other groups,
Yes.
from other religions. So at
Mm.
least once the church administration started releasing Iglesia Ni Cristo original music, then we have our own that we're singing our faith, and which is very inspiring for all of us. So Kuya Irene, ready na natin yan, right? And when we come back, we're going to talk about the lies that we say, we hear, and we see, especially now on social media, and how it has affected us. So, Kuya Irene and Kuya Rod, this is our heartbeats. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Your requested songs, our favorites, Faith and Melody Heartbeats.
Yeah. It's a brotherhood. We're one big happy family, bonded in true Christianity. That's how God made you and me to work together as one body. We were meant to be one new man, to fulfill the Father's
magnificent plan. But now we must all understand that brotherhood is a strict command. Everybody let's go, let's all band together. Let's team up for a holy endeavor. A helping hand to those in need. Love the sisters and brothers, that's a noble deed. So come on, come on. Brothers and sisters, let's not fight. That's not right in the Father's sight. He wants us all to unite. And I tell you, things will be alright. Come, my friends, it feels so good to uphold the love of the brotherhood to every member of the Church of Christ. Yes, it should be 100% fully understood.
Brotherhood, y'all. True Church of Christ. One big happy family. We gotta love each other. Uphold the love of the brotherhood.
Let's uphold the love of the brotherhood. Everybody, let's go. Let's all band together. Team up for a holy endeavor. A helping hand to those in need. Love the sisters and brothers, that's a noble deed. So come on, come on. Everybody, let's go. Let's all band together. Team up for a holy endeavor. A helping hand to those in need. Love the sisters and brothers, that's a noble deed. Everybody, let's go. So come on, let's all unite. Come on. True members of the Church of Christ. We want happy. Everybody, let's go. Let's all band together. Team up for a holy endeavor. A helping hand to those in need. Love the sisters and brothers, that's a noble deed.
Life.
So come on, come on.
Yeah. Brotherhood.
Your requested songs, our favorites, Faith and Melody Heartbeats.
This is INCRadio, DCEM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ or Iglesia ni Cristo.
We are facing pressures and problems that didn't exist a decade ago, and most of us were never taught how to handle them. So this week we are breaking down these modern struggles and learning practical, gentle ways to deal with them. Decision fatigue on Monday, invisible expectations on Tuesday, the modern loneliness on Wednesday, the overthinking loop on Thursday, and busyness pressure on Friday. Catch us live Monday through Friday at 10 p.m. Philippine Standard Time, only here on INCRadio, the next level you. See you!
What makes a family strong? It's trust. Trusting that the family members will listen.
Hey, how's your day?
Pretty exhausting.
Come, let's eat. You can tell me all about it.
Honesty opens the door to understanding and closeness.
Is everything okay?
No, we're supposed to do a group presentation, but the other won't even help me.
Sometimes you need a lot of courage to say what you think or feel, but it's worth it. Try it.
When your children are honest about something sensitive, tell them how much you appreciate their honesty. Why do we keep reminding our children? Because we love them and we want them to grow up trusting our Almighty God.
Welcome back to Faith and Melody. This is still Desacenas with Brother Philip Velasquez. And even our PSA that you just heard talks about honesty, and that's the basis also for understanding between family members. So we hope we keep that in mind and encouraging the children to speak about their true feelings and emotions. I know it's going to be hard because I went through that phase too, but trust me, uh, it will it's going to help them. It's going to be beneficial for them because it opens really the communication lines between the parents and the children. And as parents, we also have to know what's going on in our children's mind. So yes, it is, Kuya Rod. It's like the perfect commercial break for the topic discussion. So thank you, Kuya Irene, ano, na saktong-sakto yung ating values plug there. Now, we are going to be on the second half of our discussion, and earlier we talked about the lies, even if whatever category of lies it would fall into, because the the experts would be calling that by many different names, but we understand that if a lie is a lie, and that um, the words of God is the truth. So anything else would fall, would be a lie, right? But we are faced in this situation where social media is at our disposal. We're so exposed. Even Philip mentioned, true. No, parents give the devices to their children, and it's hooked to the internet. Even if they say, "Oh, well, I'm just controlling it to a certain um, website, not so the children can play to get them entertained." But there are ads there. There are inserts there that sometimes that's going to catch the attention of the children. So if we're not watching closely, they might be able to access that. And without our guidance, the children will be influenced by that kind of advertising, right? Now, social media has intensified or magnified this the let's give an example, like beauty standards. It has intensified our false or unreasonable expectation of beauty, because with technology, the airbrushing, the photoshopping, AI, everything, right? No, we're now like looking at it, and if we are not aware, we might be convinced that that's the truth. So, there's this trend, right? Yung expectation versus reality. You'll see the expectation like, wow, this person is really, this celebrity has flawless skin. It's as beautiful, or um, looks like a strong physique and all that. But then that's not the reality, because there's the tricks that's been done. But that is how social media has conditioned us. So the lies that we say, it has become somehow part of the norm. It has become part of the interaction, because we see that on social media. So you will say, oh, they're just white lies, those innocent lies. It doesn't hurt others. And society says, no, it's okay. Don't worry about it. Everybody's doing it, so it's okay. Nobody will notice. Nobody will know. So just keep going. But then, especially as members of the Church of Christ, we have a responsibility, and we need to protect ourselves from falling into that norm. So, Ka-Philip po, how can we protect ourselves from becoming part of that whole community that says, don't worry about it, everybody's doing that. So, even if you do that, it's okay. It's negligible, so to speak.
Well, we have to be aware about the kind of world that the internet creates. It's a world of it really encourages a lot of deception, a lot of lying. It doesn't tell you the whole truth. What you get is curated. And that's why, you know, You can't really trust anything that you see online today. We're always being reminded about this by the church administration. And it's so amazing how many people still they'll receive a link, something online, a video saying this and that, maybe leading to an article saying this and that, and then they bite it, they believe it. You know what? The internet today, you really cannot believe anything you see or hear on the internet anymore. You know me, I'm head of media CEBSI here in Europe. There are many of the YouTube videos now that I see online. I can't even tell anymore if they're real or not. I can't. I can't. And that's why we have to be aware. Everything you see, when you see an influencer there with perfect skin, who seems like his life is perfect. When you see maybe one of your friends, one of your acquaintances, they're always going out to eat. It seems like they have a perfect life. Oh, he can travel, she can travel anywhere. Remind yourself, it's not like that. They're only showing you what they want you to see. A portion of their life. They're curating it. The problem is sometimes when we immerse ourselves into social media, we do it passively. We don't do it actively. Actively is when you are in social media, always aware. Wait a second, what's going on behind the scenes? You see, we have to, especially members of the Church of Christ, we have to be aware about this world, this cyber world, social media, what's going on. Because if we're not, we're easily going to be deceived by anything. Anyone can show you anything. Anyone can send you anything. And then you will be rocked, you will be shocked. And it might even end up destroying, ruining our faith. Yes, that's how it is. You know, there's this thing in psychology. It's also a media tool, a tool that media employs. It's called the illusory truth effect. And it states that if you are exposed to a lie enough times, even if you know it's a lie, you will end up believing in it. Can you imagine that? And this is what media has been employing for centuries. It's what they've been doing. No, whether they were reading a scroll out in the middle of the what you call it, in the middle of town, or when the newspaper, radio, now social media. We have to be careful. We have to be aware. Don't be so gullible. You know, in this day and age where people don't know what the truth is anymore, nobody knows what the truth is. The news, BBC before here in the UK was considered a very reliable source of information. But with the scandals that's been happening recently, and with all the other stuff that's been coming out as well, people don't know what the truth is anymore. But we in the Church of Christ, we have a solid reference of what the truth is. And that's the word of God in the Bible. That's what we stick to. That's what we stick to. Not what someone says on social media. Not what someone posts on social media. Why would you hang your faith on that? Isn't it? We already have the ultimate authority on faith, which is the Holy Scriptures, the word of our Almighty God. And that's what we've been taught. So we stick to that. We stick to that. You know, I'm very passionate about this subject, social media, because there are so many who have been rocked, who have been shaken because of what they were exposed to in social media. Yeah, it's so easy to write an article, make it look good, make it sound cleverly written. So easy. You include a photo of it, a picture there as well. Oh, you can make it convincing. Even videos today, you see? So that's why we have to be aware. We have to be smart. You know, we like to think that the decisions we make are always rational, but you know, many of the times they're not. Many of the decisions some make are based on emotion, easily influenced, gullible. Let's not be like that, brethren. That's what the Bible tells us. Stick to the word that has been taught to us. That's what we hold on to. That's what we focus on.
Yes, but you know, with social media, right? And what people will find entertaining is actually about 80 to 90% just that entertainment. They're not true. You know how there's this influencer who got called out by one of the subject that he did. So the idea, well, his content was supposed to be he's going to do good to somebody. So like a homeless person is going to bring food or some other items to this homeless person, but he's going to video the whole thing, so that will be his content. So initially the reaction of the homeless guy was, oh, thank you very much, I appreciate this. But then he saw the somebody filming behind him, and he goes, wait, are you videotaping this so you can post this on your social media? Like, are you on social media? And the guy said, yes, it's that. Okay, you know what the homeless guy said? Here, I don't want to be part of your content, right? Because that's where the distinction lies. Why are you doing a good act? If you're on social media, is it only for content? And a lot of the things that we see there right now is just that, no, for content, for the likes, for the share. So we might even think the idea is good, that, oh, we're sharing, we're helping somebody in need. But then that's not the bottom line. That's not just the intention. The intention is to build the channel. So it's not just helping. Helping is secondary, or even just it's a plot. It's not the main reason. Kindness is not the main reason. It's just a plot in the story that they profit from, and that's a sad reality. But then also we see some social or some influencers, content creators, where they really do good things, and the posting, the content is secondary. So because I've been watching this like people who do free yard work, and you will see really that they're really helping, because first they go through the proper channels, ask the community if they need permits, ask the neighbors first, is this okay? Because that's a big work. So the downside is it's going to be noisy. There's going to be a lot of work. It's going to be noisy. There's going to be a lot of junk or dirt on the road that might inconvenience. They go through a certain checklist to make sure that what they're doing is really helping. So as a consumer, as a viewer, I would navigate towards that, because I see that, or they're really doing something good, because they're making sure that they're following the laws, and at the same time they're taking into consideration the feelings, the reactions of the other people, especially the neighbors. So but then for other people, it's just like, oh, okay, they're helping a homeless guy. Oh, he must be good. So wow, they went to the mountains, they gathered this much. So we praise the person, we praise the content creator for having a good heart, right? But that's all an illusion. And what's the phrase you use po?
Illusory truth effect.
Illusory truth. So we need to be able to, ano nga sa Tagalog, sasalain. Maybe watch it for entertainment, but
be critical. Yeah, don't just watch. Don't consume social media passively. We have to be active. We have to be aware. That's why the Bible tells us always be aware. Because once we put our guard down, that's when the devil comes in. We really have to be aware. Consume it passively if you have to.
yes,
You know?
and then we have tools for, like if well, the phrase to fake news is now like it's like it comes secondary right away when we hear anything that's said to be news, right? It's like, oh, okay, is this true? Is this true or fake news? There are tools that we can use. No, we have fact checking tools to find out. So if we see something, read something online, check it with other sources first. You know how many times some celebrities have been announced as dead, right?
Yeah,
Only
yeah.
di po ba, no? Like people announcing it, and then before you know it,
But
they're going to have
even then, like certain things, the web of deception is so large that even if you do try to look deep into it, you really won't get into the truth, especially when the forces that be have conspired to kind of suppress the truth. And that's why in this world where people don't know what the truth is anymore. And that's why people are so suspicious. People are, um, they have no more hope. They have no more faith in leaders, in society. Uh, They fall into despair, into depression. It's one of the main reasons of mental health issues now as well. We have, we should hold on to and be thankful for the source of truth that we have. Isn't it the Word of God? Because in this world of darkness and deception, only the Word of God in the Bible, no, is the truth. Always refer back to that. It will always bring us back to the truth. Keep us grounded. Keep us
And
where we are.
but we truly appreciate that the lessons that we receive in the worship services are also, discussing these things, because, as you said po, no, as consumers, we just tend to just accept whatever we see and hear, and sometimes we base our decisions on what we see and hear, and that's how we get influenced, like in buying things, right, and
Mhm.
making decisions in our own lives as well. So this is the perfect moment also to promote that we have news channels inside the Church of Christ, right? So it's not just church news. So if I may just plug also, we have INCRadio Bulletin International, INCRadio News and Updates, and also the in between news updates, the news breaks. Those are straight news, so you hear the news um, as things really happened, right? Because like right now, when I listen to the news, either online or on TV, there's always the personal opinion of the anchors, and sometimes the news is based on the stand of the media company, and it will depend on who owns the media company. So that's what they're going to advance, right? It's their own principle, or it's their own ideology. So it helps to be smart. So when you see something online, it looks really convincing, just stop for a moment and use all these tools. They're made for all of us, even the simple ordinary consumers or viewers. Use these tools even in your
One of
opo.
you're right, Pocades. You know what you said earlier on. Um, it's really manipulation. We're being manipulated, and that's how the devil works. He'll try to manipulate us, try to make us believe in something by entertaining us. You see, a lot of the stuff that's online, they're very entertaining, isn't it? Right? You
Opo.
don't really need to think critically anymore. Just be entertained, and then people get swept away by their emotions, and then they're convinced. No, no, we have to be critical. We have to be critical. The plain truth. I would rather hear the plain truth, even if the truth is told plainly, rather than be entertained by a lie. Right? Isn't it? That should be our principle in life. You know, the truth may not be as exciting, might not be as decorated as the world presents the lie. No, it won't be. It won't be. No, but that's what the devil needs to do, because the truth, he can't use the lie alone to convince. He needs to decorate it. He needs to, put some color into it.
Mhm.
So we have to be very careful.
Mhm.
You have to be very careful.
Mhm. And it's easy to understand that things we will not realize it as a lie, but if it comes very, when the impact is so strong, like it's an ad that's very colorful, a beautiful jingle, probably, something that sticks to your mind. um if it's a product they're pushing, sometimes that's the one that makes you ask yourself, why are you pushing that too hard, right? Why are you
Mhm.
hiding the quality of the product through a very colorful advertising? So it's like, you have to think like that now, because not everything we see or hear is true. With this AI, right, in the beginning, AI, that technology is limited to those who will buy it, or if you have money, then you can use it, right? But right now, it's free and everyone's using it. The more that we get confused, and because everybody's doing it and that's what we see, the brain is now conditioned that, oh, maybe this is the real thing. So the more that we need to be smart and to guide ourselves, no, just consume it, read it, watch it, but don't be convinced by it right away, because we were made to be smart, to be able to discern, right, the truth from the lie. Philip, we have other feedback here, and let's just read some of the comments. Oh, wait, Brandon Pacheco, our CFO overseer. Hello po, Brandon. Good morning. And he's viewing from the local of Eva Beach, from here in the district of Hawaii. Elsa Sumailo from my local. Hello, thank you for support. Now, Zeni from Canada said, Philip, I have two boys. I can say that we were able to lead them to church duties and its importance in our life. But how do we keep them going, especially today, in the middle of this cyber world?
You mean like going to church?
Opo, no, diba? The teens, I think that's the biggest demographic of cyber users, internet users po eh. Because, even in school, they're online, and we understand Kazeni's predicament here, no, he has two boys, so his question is, even if the parents are leading them to church duties and they're teaching the boys its importance, how can we keep them going, especially in the middle or being in the cyber world?
It's about teaching them, showing them, our children, that serving God is an obligation. It's a responsibility. Because a lot of people today, especially the youth, they do things based on mood, on emotion. The concept of obligation, responsibility is no more. People do things because they feel like it, because they're inspired to. When they're not inspired to, when they don't feel like it, when they're feeling low, then they don't do it. Our faith shouldn't be based upon that. It should be based upon obligation, responsibility. So from a young age, teach them. Look, there's a lot of things I don't want to do, but I do it because it's my obligation as a parent. There are times when I feel unwell, but I still have to take care of you. I still have to cook for you. I still have to go to work for you. There's times when we got problems at home, when I've just had a heart, broken heart, problems, financial difficulties. But look, we go to church, we go to perform our duties. Let our children see that. Let our children see that it's an obligation. Let them understand from a young age. An obligation is based upon our promise to God, not based upon our feelings, because feelings come and go. Feelings are so fragile, fleeting. But a promise kept by a principled person, they'll never break that. No? And that's what we need to show to them. And that's what I would like to advise. Easier said. I'm not saying this as if I've cracked the code. These are teachings of God that we've all been taught, isn't it? No? I still have to go through it myself. My daughter's 9 years old. This is what I'm trying to instill in her. Only God knows how she'll turn out. God willing, she'll turn out okay. No po. But that's what I'm trying to instill into her as young as now. Obligation. You don't do it just because you feel like it. And then when you don't feel like puede, you don't have to do it.
And also po, no, Kazeni, I forgot to, I don't have it in my notes right now, but I've read somewhere that teen boys, they're with social media, no, they're targeting that age because this is still a male dominated world. So if they're able to control the minds of the teens, and that is how they're going to grow up, they have the opportunity to control what happens in the world. So they're starting young, so our children may not be on the social media platform that we know, but they still have like other avenues, like the gaming world. As I just understood it, they communicate in person with other people, with strangers, and somehow in the gameplay, they would be asking questions about yourself, about more personal things. So when I had the chance to talk about it to my boys back then, it's I don't know how the game works, but I understand now that there is a way for other people to communicate with them. And I always tell them, hey, if you're uncomfortable, don't engage in the discussion. If they say something that's not good, somehow, say something encouraging, say something about the church, right? Like, don't do that because that's not in accordance with God's will. Find a way to get the message out there, right? And I saw a message here from ka Elsa Sumailo. She said, "Be on guard. What our children are watching." So if we can do that, no po, get involved. Just ask them, what are you playing? What social media platform are you on? Because the social media platform that we know now, those are just the popular ones. There are others that only probably the kids will know. They will have their own language, and that's the only, they're the only ones who can understand that. But if we somehow get involved and find out what does that mean, right? You'll be surprised that, oh, okay, they're already speaking in a language that's not appropriate, or they're talking about subject matter that's not appropriate. So it helps. So thank you, Elsa, for mentioning
Another one
that.
to add on that, Kadesna, if you don't mind. You mentioned there earlier on about, yeah, their social life is online now. And don't forget, these social media companies, they're spending billions on how to keep your attention. So they're creating software that addicts us. Young minds, they're the most vulnerable to that. We have to be very careful because they don't need to be playing games. They don't even need to be they don't even need to have a social media account. All they need to do is just swipe through TikTok, swipe through YouTube Shorts, swipe the Instagram. Next thing you know, they can't get off on their own free will. They're stuck there. And I'm sure we've experienced that, isn't it? We have to catch ourselves. Oh my, I'm falling into this trap again. I have to pull myself away. That's us as adults. How about our children, the teenagers? That's why it's so important to give them limits. It's so easy to give our children the iPad, the tablet, the phone as a pacifier, but we really need to limit their time. Nothing wrong with using it, but we should limit their time online. They should develop a practice of knowing that they're going to be on it just for a while, and that there will come a time when they have to um, tear themselves from it. They have to get used to that system. No, but if not, it's a study just came out the other day. It was proven that brain rot is a real thing, especially short form social media. Elon Musk was just asked the other day in an interview, what was the most what is one of the worst technologies ever invented? I'm not saying it word for word, and he said short form content, because it's brain rot, especially when it has no nothing of importance, nothing of essence. Be careful. There's a lot of brain rot out there. Brain rot's a real thing. No po? Get
No.
them used to getting online. Okay, but you should know there's only a limited amount of time you're going to be there. And then afterwards, when you tear yourself away from it, you're not going to think about it anymore. Do other things.
Yes, po. And yeah, earlier on our question, how can we protect ourselves from falling into that norm and falling into that deceptive practices? The expression like keeping up with the Joneses, it used to be just within the community, right? Like your neighbor. We don't have to keep what's the expression keep up with the Joneses, right? Usually just within the neighborhood, like the one from the corner who just had a bought house. Now it's on social media. We don't have to live that kind of life, even if we think we can afford it, right? That's the also the drive of social media to get us into unnecessary spending, to buy their products, to for us to patronize whatever they're advertising. So it really helps that remembering what we have and being grateful for the blessing that we have and being comfortable with what we have can help put the boundaries on what we should and should not follow, or be affected by what we see online. Kuya Rod has an acronym for internet. Internet, the acronym made by Kuya Rod is internet, not truthful every time. Righteousness nurtures everyone truthfully. Yes, righteousness. And because he said the internet is not truthful every time, let's try to be righteous. That's true. Yes, Kaseni also has an acronym for illusory, based on or producing illusion. Internet links lead us somehow on rusty yarn. Wow, that's deep, right? That's that's deep. And Kaseni, she asked the question earlier. She says, "Thank you. It's an obligation that we will instill to our children." Okay. There is this song that we'd like to play for you. No, this is probably a surprise. Can you make it heartbeats, Kuya? That is my request. Lights of the World. Woohoo! That's a
Oh,
beautiful song,
no.
right?
Yes.
But before we do that, no, Kuya Irene, that we'll just have a question thrown to everyone. So maybe this is something that you want to ponder upon. So we're talking about the lies, the untruth, whatever you want to call it. And then we talk about our exposure and how society has conditioned somehow our thinking into accepting these lies to becoming part of the norm. And now we are going to talk about authenticity. So think about it, right? Are you being authentic when you're not, how does it affect your integrity as well when you tell little lies? So think about it. Meantime, let's have that heartbeats, Kuya Irene. Lights of the World.
Our favorites, Faith and Melody Heartbeats.
Oh yeah, lights of the world. Mhm. Lights of the world. Lights of the world. We are lights of the world to share the word of truth, the word of salvation that saves from condemnation. Call more souls to the fold that the world can behold God's mighty grace and power and know Him as the Father. So never give up the fight to be worthy in His sight. Let's work with all our might that we may come to invite souls to come into the light. Na 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 na. Souls to come into the light. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Being lights of the world, let's invite them to listen, that they may see the vision, united in our mission. Pray that God will call our family, friends, and fellow men, cause the end is drawing near, so our faith we gotta share. Na 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 na. So never give up the fight to be worthy in His sight. Let's work with all our might that we may come to invite souls to come into the light. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Communicate, elucidate, and propagate His word. Before it's late, illuminate. We are made lights of the world. Let's sing.
So never give up the fight to be worthy in His sight. Let's work with all our might that we may come to invite souls to come into the light.
Come on, come on.
Yeah,
requested songs, our favorites, Faith and Melody Heartbeats.
Wow. Philip, there's a conversation going on YouTube right now. If you want to address that, they're guessing who was the voice behind that beautiful song. But true, right? Po, in this discussion, also that song is perfect. Lights of the World, especially in this very dim world that's already been perversed by many lies, right? Po, it's so hard sometimes for us to just lead just one whole day without any lies, because it's really have become part of even the daily conversations, even our thoughts, right po? So these lies or untruth, whatever you want to call it, right? It all boils down to integrity, authenticity. And we've been talking about it, Philip has been mentioning that we have to always abide by the doctrines, what is taught to us inside the Church of Christ. So authenticity, I know it's going to be, we don't talk about it, like you don't announce to the whole world I am authentic, right? Because maybe even saying that is already a lie. But what does it mean for us po, to be truly authentic as members of the Church of Christ? And along the lines also of the song that we just heard, how can we show this and influence others?
Well, what does authenticity really mean? Because in the world today, authenticity means be true to yourself. However you feel, that's you. Whatever you want to say, you say it. You see? And that's why a lot of people, they have no more, if they want to say something, if they want to hurt someone, if they want to say something hurtful, they just do it. And then when we stop them, condemn them for saying, they go, I'm being true to myself. And they're proud of it as well, right? That's not the authenticity that God wants to see in us. That's not authentic. That's having no self-control. Because the Bible tells us we have to be in control of our emotions. We have to be in control of what we say. When we say something, we have to make sure that it inspires, it uplifts, it doesn't break down, it edifies, it doesn't push people away. You see, so we have to be careful in our definition of what authenticity is. To be an authentic Christian is to follow the words of our Almighty God. We have to make sure that we are living by His laws and His commandments. We have to make sure that what we say is the truth that leads people who are not in the church maybe to be close to God. We in the church, if we're to be authentic Christians, have to lead those who are already in the church, no? To be even closer to our Almighty God. And if that means telling them the truth, then it has to be done. Like we're told when you see your brother or sister in the wrong, right? We have to tell them, correct them. We don't say, I want to keep it quiet because I don't want to ruin our relationship, our friendship. That's wrong. We're just pushing them more into sin. And that's why Jesus Christ also taught there, if your brother or your sister does wrong to you, you should go and talk to them. That's why that kind of, you mentioned it earlier on in our discussion, that behavior that many of us have when we're told, let's fix it. Why don't you talk to that person? It's okay. Hayaan mo na. Oh, wala na yan. It's okay. That's wrong because it's still there. You have that feeling there. Christ's teaching was go to them. You feel that he or she wronged you, go and talk to them instead of keeping it in, because you may end up sinning. You may end up talking to other people about your disgruntlement against that person. That's gossip already, destroying his or her reputation without even having approached that person yet, isn't it? Because you've kept it in, that anger is growing. The person doesn't know what he or she did wrong. He carries on that way until you get to a point where you explode. You end up saying something, you end up doing something, and it just ruins everything. It got to a point where it was too much. And now the love of the brotherhood is destroyed. Why? Because Christ's teaching wasn't followed. You see? So that's important in any relationship. First and foremost, within the family, we need to do that. Husband and wife, family, parents with children, but also brethren in the church. That's how we must do that with each other. No? Communication, talking with each other, expressing what that person did that hurt you. And you'll find out most of the time when you do that, there was a misunderstanding. You know, my best friend, he's my best friend because we have that relationship. You know, there's something I did wrong, and he'll come up to me and he goes, "Yo, let's talk about this." You know, it's very easy to just brush it away. Huh? It's nothing. But then again, as we talked about earlier, it will compound into a bigger problem in the future if we just sweep it under the rug. No? That's why it's really important, you know, to follow Christ's teaching when it comes to that. Being truthful that way, not condoning what's wrong, turning a blind eye to what's wrong. Remember, what's at stake here is our salvation, is our relationship with God, isn't it? And that's at stake. The truth needs to be said.
And you know, I'm reminded that the smallest yet the sharpest deadly weapon is the tongue, right? Because you know, when we say something, especially if it's untrue, then it can hurt people, right? And you know how it's like we're being taught that we should use our tongue, our words in praising God. So when we use that for any other purpose, we're actually hurting God or dishonoring Him, because we have been given this gift to be able to say or express ourselves and change the world, so to speak. So why use it in a way that will destroy people and relationships? So it helps really that we need to be very careful in what we're going to say, even if the greatest urge is to lie, because it's not just gonna end there. And as we mentioned earlier, maybe one of our purposes or reasons to tell a lie is to just, you know, to end the conversation. That's what we think, but that's not really the case, because the lie is told, then it has to be sustained by another lie, right? So I love that verse po, you know, that we even have hymns that talk about how we should use our tongues, you know, our ability to speak, no, in praising God.
But this is the
And
thing,
that
Kades, no? Even though it may not be a lie, even if it's the truth, we still have to follow God's commandments regarding that. And what does that say? What you say should be should be used to build up, should be sprinkled with salt, seasoned with salt. Isn't it? So we have to be careful. Something might be true, isn't it? But we have to be careful on how we say it. You might hurt someone. You know, if my wife's dress doesn't look, I'm gonna say that's ugly. I'm not gonna do that because I think maybe a kind of a V line might look better on you. You know, we have to be careful. There are better ways by which we can know. Because some people will just be rude and say, "Hey, yun ang katotohanan eh. Hey, that's the truth. Why don't you just accept it? Hey, it's not like that eh." That's already going against the commandments of God. No, this is the thing though. We mentioned earlier on that you know, Jesus Christ teaching, if someone did you wrong, you go and talk to them. And that's what we all want. You know, if you ask our viewers, that's what they would want to, right, viewers? You would want the one who has a problem with you to approach you and talk to you, yeah? To bring up to you the problem. But this is the thing though. Are we really going to live up to that? That's what we want, but is that what we can handle? Because there are some people, when they are approached with the truth, isn't it? They say, yeah, I would like to be told the truth by my friend. You know, I would like my friend to be honest. But when they are, how do we react? Maybe we get upset. Maybe we get angry. You see? Maybe we get offended. So it's a two-way street. We have to be careful with the truth that we tell someone, but then the one who is being told the truth has to also um, uh, be thankful and appreciate that at least the truth was being told. What would you rather? What would you prefer? The truth being told to you, or the lie? Not the convenient lie, or the hurtful truth.
So
So we have to be careful.
there are alternatives po, no? That's a little less damaging or maybe insulting, because you know, we teach our kids that, you know, be honest, be just say things as you see it. Yet sometimes we forget that kids don't have filter and will just utter the most you know, kids
Oh,
are
you have to
kids.
tell them, yeah, be considerate. There's such
Yeah.
thing as manners. There's such things as other people's feelings. How would you like it if this happened to you? Well, ganyan, right? Isn't it? No, there's another way of saying it. Why would you want to say it? Is it really important to say it? If it's not going to benefit, if it's not going to hurt, why would you just blurt something out? You don't walk around like, oh, the sky is blue, the floor is gray. La, la. You don't do that. Diba? We calculate what we should say, what we shouldn't say.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
There should
And
be a
how we should
proper,
say it.
yes, po. It's a
Mm.
proper alignment of what we wanted to say, what is the truth, and how we convert that truth, that thought in action. And we really appreciate this conversation, the lessons that we have with Ka Philip, especially, no, as we talk about it. This is a very sensitive topic. And I myself, no, and this is not a lie, I was very nervous, so to speak. But for whatever reasons that we have now, when we say a lie, we may have reasons for withholding the truth, telling a lie, or, you know, giving a little variation or deviation from the truth. But in some, the bottom line, it's still a lie. We break people's trust and put our own integrity in question, even with the smallest of lies. Honesty helps us to live a peaceful, harmonious life and gain inner peace. And we show respect to others when our thoughts and actions are aligned in truth and honesty. And when we do that, we follow God's command, we give glory to God. Ka Philip, this has been truly, truly enlightening. If we can kindly ask you po your final thoughts on our topic today po.
No, the truth really is the best policy, especially when it comes to the words of God, especially when it would affect our relationship or others' relationship with Him, especially when it affects also what it would affect our relationship with each other, with our loved ones, our family members, and with each other as brothers and sisters. No? Let's not deceive ourselves in telling a lie and then telling ourselves that I have good intentions anyway in doing this. Always think of what the ramifications could be down the line in the future. Because it might seem like a simple lie, even a white lie now, but it could snowball into something great. No? And remember, the king, the master, the Bible says, of this world is the devil. No? And the devil is the father of lies. The world is shrouded in lies, especially when it comes to people's relationship with God. And that's why it is our number one duty in regard to telling the truth, to propagate our faith. A lot of people think they know who God is, but they don't really know who He is. How can you have a relationship with God if you don't know who He is? That's why we were always taught by the church administration to get out there and to preach, to help people see who the true God is. You know, God said, I chose you to introduce people to me. So let's make sure we do that. Let's make sure we do that so that these people will come to know the truth, will come to know our Almighty God, which will lead them to the true church of Christ. And that is the truth. Remember, that leads to what? Our salvation. No? So let's Let's put that into practice. Let's make sure 2026 is a better year when it comes to sharing our faith, getting the truth out there when it comes to our relationship with our Creator.
And if we really want to stand out in this world, to be distinct, let's speak the truth, act the truth, and align our thoughts and actions with the truth. Thank you very much, Ka Philip. And we have so many incredible feedback and comments here. Kuya Irene, can we play our bumper for our top comments, please?
Top comments.
There's two actually. All your comments, Ohana, they're very, very inspiring. They struck a chord, right? But for now, we'll announce two winners. Our first top comment comes from Kuya Rod, and he said, 100% that's the truth. Let our children know what's up. The real deal. What's up? The real deal about this world. They need to grow knowing the truth. Thank you, Kuya Rod. And the other top comment comes from Ka June Reyes. He said, Ka Philip's advice in communicating with our children is very uplifting. Truth, especially when we include God, becomes very powerful. So those are our top comments for today.
Top comments.
Let's just pause for our verse of the week.
Hello, I'm Brother Bob Polite. Members of the Church of Christ are very thankful, especially at this time of the year. We thank God not only for generously providing us with our daily needs, preserving our life and strength, and consoling us in times of grief, but most of all, for enabling us to maintain our right to serve Him and be saved on Judgment Day. But what if we experience a calamity? What if there are times of famine or deep-rooted problems, even tragedies that come into our life? Why are we, members of the Iglesia Ni Cristo, Church of Christ, still filled with thanksgiving, even in those times when tragedy strikes? We'll read here in our verse of the week, 2 Chronicles chapter 20, verse 9. If calamity comes upon us, whether the sword of judgment or plague or famine, we will stand in your presence before this temple that bears your name, and will cry out to you in our distress, and you will hear us and save us. Dear friends, our hearts as members of the Church of Christ overflow with gratitude because despite all the troubles the world suffers, our Almighty God hears us when we cry out to Him and He saves us. He has provided the Iglesia Ni Cristo, Church of Christ, in these last days through the leadership of the church administration, led by our executive minister, Brother Eduardo V. Manalo, a parade of successes as it marches towards another new year. Come and join with us and be part of the wonderful things that God is doing inside the Church of Christ. This is our verse of the week. Stay safe, stay strong, and God bless.
And thank you for that verse of the week. And for myself, I am truly thankful that even for this year, I have had my failures. I've had my heartbreak. If I'm going to compare my failures compared to my success, I probably have more failures than successes. But I still thank God I have the opportunity to redo things. I got a second chance. And with this new year coming up, although I don't really look at it that way, like it's a continuing timeline for me. It's just a calendar because I have to keep working on improving on myself. I'm truly thankful that God has given me second, third, fourth, so many chances to work on myself, work on things that I wasn't able to accomplish. Ka Philip, thank you very much for this po. Let me just say read the other comments, especially from the ones who truly found this discussion inspiring. We have from my district as well, Ka King Soliman. Si Ka King Soliman po is our LOS overseer. Ka JV Kisho, also a minister of the gospel, and it's our COE, I think. I'm sorry if I'm giving you a different designation, but thank you very much po, Ka JV. Ate Melvi is Tamayo is also here, and M. Alderman, and she said, thank you po for all the guidance that the church administration is imparting through this mode of communication in order for us to take good care of our election. Ate Melvi said, what a beautiful reminder of how powerful words can be and how we should behave and act as Christians. So thank you, Faith and Melody. Ka Philip, thank you. And Ate Care said, the truth will set you free. Be sincere and honest. Ka Romy Estabaya said, may all of us continue to benefit from the pure words being shared that shapes our faith and conviction. So once again, thank you very much. Do you have any special greetings po before we close our program today?
Now, I would just like to greet all of the brethren who responded and sent their greetings as well. Thank you so much, brothers and sisters, for not only listening attentively, but also giving meaningful comments and feedbacks. We look forward to seeing you again, and a Happy New Year if we don't see you before then.
Now, Philip, thank you very much po. I can't wait for the next time. I wish we could. I know it's 2 hours. We think that's long, but it's not even enough. But thank you po. We truly appreciate your presence here. And Ohana, do take care. Whatever you plan to do today, make it meaningful. So do your own truth, okay? So try not to say a lie today. If you can, be safe out there. God bless you all po. From all of us here on Faith and Melody, from myself and my family, Happy New Year. God bless you all. This is Enas from Hawaii. And our closing song for today is May I Always Be True. Aloha, mahalo, ahuiho. Thank you, Kuya Irene.
Father dear, I now sing of the love that you bring every day, every night. You are here by my side. I entrust all my life unto your guiding light. You're my friend till the end. Blessings you always send, and I know never I can repay you, oh God, for the love that you give, for the life that I live. So I pray to you, Father, so I plead unto you. May I always be true, Lord, and forever obey your word. Oh, one day I shall be in that glorious city. No more pain, no more tears, for you'll always be near. Till that day shall arrive, when I meet my Lord Christ. Make me faithful to you, make me strong, Lord, for you. And I know never I can repay you, oh God, for the love that you give, for the life that I live. So I pray to you, Father, so I plead unto you.
me your